So you're a brand new agent, should you join a team or not? So there's a lot of discussion in real estate, whether or not teams are good and whether or not it's worth it to join a team. And I kind of have a different opinion. You know, a lot of people will say like teams are shit, you should never join a team, blah, blah, blah. I actually think the value add is way more heavily skewed towards the agent who joins the team as opposed to the team lead. And I'll tell you why. So I get agents all the time who ask me, like, can I join your team, or will you train me, or will this kind of thing, right? And it's not worth it for me to run a team. And I'll tell you why. I can invest time and resources and money and capital into an agent hoping that they sell some real estate so I can make 50% of that or 40% of that or whatever it is. Or I can just take all of that time and resources into me selling real estate for myself and making 100%. So it makes almost no sense to run a team as a team lead, unless you're gonna have a team of like 100 agents or something like that, right? That's when it starts getting good. But then even in that scenario, the value for the agent on the team starts to diminish because you don't get as much time with, you know, the people who are actually going to help you sell real estate, right? So I think for somebody who's actually willing to run a team and help out the agent, that's a massive value add for a brand new agent. And my opinion is that pretty much every single brand new agent, unless you have like an extensive business background and like a high level of business acumen, every single agent should join a team when they first start. And, you know, it's very rare that somebody comes into real estate with a high level of like business acumen, because this isn't a job, it's a business, right? And a lot of people treat it like a job, but that's not what it is. If you want to start selling real estate at a high level, you got to have systems and processes. You have to set up infrastructure, ads. You got to be using your CRM properly, following up with people, knowing how to talk to the client. But I think the biggest thing you get is like education truly is the most valuable thing. And the amazing thing with the team model is you don't have to pay for that education until you yourself are already making money. So as an example, to flip this into like a coaching thing, I have agents who have come through my program who paid $3,000 for some coaching, who now know how to make $200,000 a year doing what I taught them. Think about that ROI. You pay $3,000 and you now know how to make multiple six figures every year for the rest of your life. Where else are you going to get that return? Same thing with coaching or with a team. Let's just say you make $200,000. You pay $100,000 in splits. Sounds like a lot of money. The reality of it is you probably wouldn't have made $200,000 to begin with. And now, in a year or two, you can leave that team and you know how to make $200,000 every single year for the rest of your life, which translates to millions and millions of dollars. And the best part about it, you didn't have to take out a loan to do this. Like, people will take out an $80,000 student loan to learn how to make $60,000 and then make debt payments on that loan for the rest of their life. You don't have any debt because you didn't pay. You only paid for this out of the money that you made with the knowledge that you learned. And the thing about joining a team is, like, imagine the value in this, right? You're sitting at a listing appointment with your team lead or a manager on the team. They say one sentence to a seller that now you kind of replicate. You take that sentence, you put it in your arsenal. You've got that sentence. You know how to say that sentence perfectly in every listing appointment for the rest of your life. That one sentence is going to make you money forever. I was on a team for my first 2 years in real estate. I probably paid about $500,000 to $600,000 in splits. And I don't regret any of it because I'm 30 now. And again, I have that knowledge. And the knowledge that I learned is going to make me a certain amount of money every single year for the rest of my life. You know, look at it this way. Real estate is like the only industry where you get your real estate license and then start a business. That's like becoming an accountant and then instantly opening up an accounting firm. You don't have any job experience. You have no experience actually doing that career yet. Or me getting my plumbing apprenticeship and then instantaneously starting a plumbing company before I learned how to do any plumbing. It doesn't make any sense. So I know a lot of people hate teams and they're like, it makes zero sense to give away your commission. I actually think it makes way more sense for the agent to join a team than it does for the team lead. Because ultimately, this is what ends up happening. You're going to join a team. You're going to take all of their knowledge, all of their tactics, all of their systems. You're going to plug and play it into your own business. And then you're probably going to leave that team in 2 or 3 years. And if that team lead isn't at Real Broker or 𝐕𝐃 or any of these cloud brokerages, they're not going to make any money off you. So now they've just given you their whole playbook. You've taken all their systems, all their processes, all their ways, what they say to clients to close deals. Now you're their direct competition in that market, and they only made money off you for 2 years. But now they have to compete with you for the next 2 decades using everything that they taught you, right? So the value of a team is actually heavily stacked in favor of the agent joining the team, in my opinion. It's not the other way around. People try to make it seem like it's in favor of the team lead, and maybe sometimes it is. In my opinion, it's not at all. And this is why I don't run a team, because it doesn't make any sense if you're a high producing realtor to run a team. It just makes more sense for you to keep producing as a solo agent. So if you're a brand new agent getting into the industry, I think you should definitely leverage a team. It has to be the right one, because there's a lot of teams out there that really don't provide you anything and then just try to eat off like your sphere of influence, and then you're out of the industry in a year and they made money off your mom's house and your best friend's house and all these things. But if it's the right team, I think it's a no-brainer for new agents to join a team. I think it would be silly not to. And like I said, you only pay if you produce. You know, your other option is paying for coaching up front, which would actually be a lot cheaper. But again, you have to fork up that capital first without seeing any money in your pocket. So I think either way, you need the education. You can't do it yourself. It's just which payment structure are you going to choose? If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to the channel. I'm that Agent Kelly, and I'm making moves to move you. Peace.